You own everything, but you can't even afford a cup of coffee. So, what is the real price of your status? Level 1. The Spare. 5 a.m. A basement in Chelsea. You are the second son of an earl. By law, the inheritance goes to the eldest. You are nothing. Your brother takes the 15,000 acres, the castle, and the family accounts. You get the title, the Honorable, a backup plan, a spare part needed only if your brother dies before producing an heir. You get off your mattress, breakfast, cold porridge. You take a razor blade and shave the lint off the cuffs of your Savile Row jacket. It's your father's suit, custom made 30 years ago. In this world, clothing is your passport. One cheap stitch, and you are erased from the guest lists of the elite. In your pocket, £4 for the tube. On your wrist, a 1950 Patek Philippe, a family heirloom. You have the right to wear it, but no right to sell it. You starve for a week, but the watch stays on your left wrist. Mayfair, an estate agency. This is your job. Before you sits a crypto investor in a hoodie. He wants to buy a mansion for $30 million. You turn on the Eton accent. You signal that you are one of them. To him, a house is just walls. To you, owning that house is a key to your social circle. You take your commission. Half goes toward the rent of your basement. The other half goes to your dues for Whites, your private members club. You are paying for the right to stand in the same line as men 1,000 times richer than you. Evening, a charity ball. In your hand, a glass of free champagne, your only meal of the day. You smile at people who made millions on betting apps. You are the posh pauper. Your name is written in the country's history, but your stomach is empty. Level 2. The Baronet. Your brother's funeral, an accident, or a heart attack, it doesn't matter. Now, you are the Baronet. 15,000 acres, the ancestral castle, your inheritance, the mailbox, a notice from the Inland Revenue, inheritance tax. You have 6 months. You owe the state £2 million in cash, 40% of the value of every stone and clod of dirt you own. In your pocket, £100. You enter the master bedroom. The temperature is 43 degrees Fahrenheit. Heating the castle for a month costs £8,000. You pitch a camping tent directly on top of the antique bed. You sleep in thermal underwear and a down jacket. You take your binoculars and inspect the roof. One slate tile has fallen. Repairing it yourself is illegal. The castle is grade 1 listed. Every detail is a national treasure. You can't hire a regular roofer. An inspector from historic England will fine you £50,000. A licensed restorer costs £200 an hour. Night. You climb the roof yourself. You secure the tile with construction adhesive, a 50-foot drop. You just saved £1,500. You go to the cellar. All night, you glue labels onto jars of jam. They bear your family crest. In the morning, you open the gates, the stately home business. Entrance fee, £15. You are wearing your father's 30-year-old suit. You are a glorified janitor. The castle is a museum. You smile as tourists leave greasy fingerprints on 17th century tapestries. One touch takes 100 years off the fabric's life. Evening, you auction off 18th century family silver, 50 forks sold at scrap value. The money goes straight to the council to pay the land rates. Level 3. The Landlord. You sold 5,000 acres to clear your debt to the state. You are clean. You merge your remaining 10,000 acres with the 15,000 of the neighboring estate through marriage. Your wife is a baroness. Now, you manage 25,000 acres. You are an earl, the study, a map of the estate. Your wealth is tenant farming. Hundreds of farmers live in houses on your land. They pay you ground rent. Their wheat brings in pennies. You need a luxury golf resort. The obstacle, a farming family. They've leased 200 acres in the heart of the estate. Since 1850, they have a full agricultural tenancy, a perpetual contract passed down through generations. You call your solicitor. The mission, find a technical death. For the contract, you issue a notice to quit. The grounds, breach of maintenance. The farmer replaced a rotting oak gate with a metal one. The 19th century contract specifies oak. This is a violation of the covenants. The court case lasts 3 months. The farmer is bankrupt. You win. A family that worked this land for 5 generations is given 28 days to vacate. You sign a contract with the developer. The land value rockets from £10,000 per acre to £250,000. Your net profit, £48 million. Evening. Your private club. You drink 1970 port. At the next table sits that same crypto millionaire. He wants a meeting. You aren't selling him houses anymore. You are deciding whether to allow him to buy a membership to your golf club for £100,000 a year. Level 4, Master of the Capital, Central London. You own 300 acres in Mayfair and Belgravia. Their yield is 50 times higher than 25,000 acres in the country. Your residents are tycoons, crown princes, and old money aristocrats. Your model is leasehold. The crypto millionaire bought a penthouse from you for £50 million, but he doesn't own the land. He is obligated to pay you annual rent, hundreds of thousands of pounds a year, for 99 years. After that, his grandchildren must vacate. The furniture, the renovations, the gold taps, they all become yours by right. You simply wait. A CEO of a global brand begs for an audience. He needs an address on your street. You dictate the color of the door handles. You forbid them from changing the window frames. You use restrictive covenants. One no from you, and the brand loses its flagship location. The government is building a new tube line. The tunnel passes 100 feet below your district. You call the lawyers. In Britain, you own the land down to the center of the earth. You claim subsoil rights. You halt construction. The state owes you £10 million just for the right of way. They pay. They have no choice. Level 5, the working royal. You are the property of the state. You have no surname, no personal passport, and no right to vote. You are a national asset. Your budget is the sovereign grant. The state takes all the income from your lands, keeps 75%, and returns 25% to you for expenses. You have no salary. You live in Kensington Palace, but legally, you are a tenant. You cannot change a leaking tap or repaint a wall without an act of parliament. Every penny you spend is recorded in a public report. Your job is high-level lobbying. You fly to Qatar or Saudi Arabia. Officially, it's a diplomatic visit. In reality, you drink tea with the emir, while ministers in the next room sign a £5 billion contract for British fighter jets. You are the seal of quality on the deal. If you miss a gesture or break protocol, the contract collapses. Your smile is worth billions to the UK's GDP. You manage royal warrants. You give brands the right to print your crest on their products, from gin to vacuum cleaners. That symbol instantly boosts a company's global sales by 10%. You don't take money for this, you take corporate loyalty. Every business in the country dreams of pleasing you just to earn that crest. Your security is total isolation. SO14 scrubs your digital footprint. Any photo of your old life with the crypto millionaire vanishes from Google. You are a holy symbol. If you wear the wrong brand or say an extra word, the pound sterling drops. You are the world's most expensive senior manager, and you are forbidden from resigning. Level 6, the monarch. Your face is on every coin and every stamp in the country. Your private income is the Duchy of Lancaster, a private trust worth £1 billion. You are the only person in Britain who is not legally required to pay taxes. While the world fights inflation, you own the Crown Estate, the entire continental shelf of the country. Every wind turbine in the ocean and every cable on the seabed pays you rent for the right to be in your waters. You are above the law, literally. You cannot be prosecuted. You cannot be summoned to court as a witness. You have no passport. Passports are issued in your name. You have no driver's license or license plates. If you break the rules, the police cannot fine you. In Britain, the courts are the king's courts, and you cannot judge yourself. Every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m., you receive the Prime Minister. No recorders, no assistants. You are the only person in the state who has seen the red boxes, the secret intelligence reports for the last 50 years. You know which politicians took money from that crypto millionaire and which generals planned coups. You have no right to command, but the Prime Minister is obligated to listen. You are the system's live fuse. Your property is the country's biology. You own all the swans, sturgeons, and dolphins in territorial waters. This is the ancient right of prerogative custody. Evening, you look out over London. Somewhere out there, in a Chelsea basement, a young man is shaving lint off his jacket, hoping to enter your world. He doesn't know the truth. You haven't preserved this system because you are strong. You've preserved it because you are the only one who doesn't belong to himself. You are a function that will continue until your heart stops beating. Level 7, the blind trust. You are dead, your heart has stopped, but your will continues to rule the world. You have reached the level of the blind trust. Legally, you no longer exist. You have no property, no bank accounts, and no inheritance. You've moved everything into a discretionary trust. You've created a legal engine that will run for 150 years after your death. You are governing the future from the grave. Your grandson wakes up in that same castle from level 2. He pays 0 inheritance tax. Why? Because legally, the owner of the castle hasn't changed in a century and a half. The owner is the trust. Your grandson is merely a beneficiary. He uses the silver, sleeps in the antique beds, and manages the land, but he can sell nothing. You have stripped your descendants of their right to choose to guarantee them their right to power. You use the Royal Lives Clause, a legal loophole in British law that allows a trust to continue for decades by tying its duration to the life of the last descendant of a reigning monarch. You have created a time loop. As long as a single distant relative of the sovereign lives, your capital is never taxed and never split during a divorce. Your name is erased from the Forbes list. You are invisible wealth. Your family controls London districts, ports, and golf courses through a chain of offshore entities in Jersey. You have become the dead hand control. You dictate the terms of life to people who will be born 100 years after your funeral. You have defeated death, not through religion, but through the paragraphs of a contract. You are not a human. You are an infinite cycle of capital reproduction.